You know, a lot of folks are making thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue or even millions with a moving company. Boss, it is happening right now. I mean, depending on your geography, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. So here is the overview. If you are trying to start a moving company from scratch, let's really go back to the origins here, okay? So what does a moving company really do? You need to have a clear idea of what we're talking about here. So a moving company is a service that helps other businesses, individuals, or families transport physical goods from an existing location to a new one. And a successful moving company can actually cater to commercial services or personal use, but the idea of offering safe and easy transport is the same, okay? And while some moving companies specialize in local or short range deliveries, others provide assistance for longer cross country or transcontinental moves. And so these companies are usually more experienced in handling different types of freight, cargo, and international shipping regulations. So what are the types of moving businesses? Because before you open your moving business, you got to have a clear idea of the typology we're talking about. So basically, you have four types of moving businesses. You have local services. So those businesses serve customers within a region or state. They will often do so within a set radius of 100 miles or less. And movers in this category serve residential properties with families or individuals who have basic needs. So this is actually the standard option for transporting furniture, boxes, fragile items, or storage materials. Very important. Then you have long distance services. So those can include moves within the same country or international shipping. So in this business, you must be familiar with federal transportation requirements, shipping dimensions, and overseas freight policies for this type of moving company. So there are more complicated logistic and legal regulations involved. And you also have the commercial moving companies. So commercial movers help other businesses pack up and change locations. So this involves substantially more staff and material than residential or small scale moves. So complexities in this kind of moving company can involve the weight of materials, navigating professional office spaces, and working with other business owners. And then you have automotive transportation companies. So some moving companies specialize in the transport of cars and other vehicles. They often across long distances, and automotive moves can be priced according to specialty, but this kind of moving company must have fleets and trained staff members to handle the job, okay? And so this is really important to have a clear idea of what you want to actually offer. And you also have complementary services you can offer. You can have goods and packing materials available for purchase. You can offer packing and unboxing services before or after a move. You can specialize in large, fragile, or antique objects. You can actually have a temporary storage option available for customers in transition. You can provide a self-service option that includes trucks, materials, and equipment. Now, let me give you the steps I want you to follow right now. But by the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a fantastic opportunity here to talk about starting a moving company from scratch. Congratulations for that matter, okay? And it's important. It is a very thriving industry. People are making thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even millions in this industry. And we know we have proof because some of those businesses are our own businesses. So if you want to actually start a moving company from scratch, you want to pick your specialty or niche, okay? I was actually talking to you earlier about the importance of the four types of moving companies you want to choose. Okay, I mean, trying to offer a multitude of services when you start could prove too difficult to navigate. Instead of tackling several specialties at once, pick one and make sure you learn everything you can about it. Okay, and your business specialty dictates how much money you invest, what types of equipment you need, and which legal aspects apply to you. So this is like, don't try to complicate things here. Okay, don't try to really overwhelm yourself. It's therefore important that you start here in order to follow through with big decisions down the line. Okay, so when you choose a niche, your future customers are also able to find out about your company more easily. And having a targeted focus makes your moving business more searchable and relevant, especially when it comes to Google organic searches. It's important. And so when we talk about actually picking your specialty or niche, you have to actually do the analysis in a detailed business plan, right? So you're talking about your moving company. You're talking about let's say if you create a corporation, the location and date of incorporation is important. Your business goals and purpose. You have to think about also your target audience. Yeah, your target audience is really your niche. Really, your marketing plan for getting the word about your services. You want to be as precise and descriptive as possible. So this is really important. And one thing I also want you to think about, please think about your startup plans and ideas for expansion, because your moving company ideally should not stay where it is currently at. No, you want it to scale, to expand over time. So this is important to think about this aspect of things. The second thing I want you to do right now is to define specific business goals. By the way, I want to quickly remind you to this topic. We're having a conversation about how to start a moving company from scratch. See that? So the first thing is you want to pick your specialty niche. Sorry, you want to pick your specialty or niche. The second thing is you want to define specific business goals. The key word here is specific. See, the thing is you got to ask yourself, okay, I'm starting a moving company from scratch. Where do I want to be 1 year from now? Where do I want to be 6 months from now? Where do I want to be 3 months from now? And sometimes you hear the words KPI, so key performance indicators. Those are really things that really will help you. Those are metrics that will help you analyze and constantly monitor your moving company's performance. Okay, and also you want to set specific goals in your moving business so you are able to focus. You avoid getting sidetracked on additional products or services that are not your primary focus. That you lose sight of your company's mission or its original value proposition, spending too much money on an unnecessary expense or investment, feeling burned out and overwhelmed by the pressure to succeed in business. Okay, and also think about hiring employees, because those employees are going to help you achieve those specific business goals. Okay, and one thing also need to think about, your business structure. I mean, do you want to be a sole proprietorship? Do you want to be a partnership? Do you want to be a corporation? Do you want to be an LLC? That decision will have legal consequences, financial consequences. So it's just a lot better to have a company. In other words, don't be a sole proprietorship. Not at all. This is really a bad idea, and you don't want to be in that situation. You can be a partnership, you can be a corporation, you can be an LLC, because the whole idea here is to segregate, is to divorce your personal affairs from your business's affairs. Okay, never mix those two, because you want to cover your ass. Something were to happen, somebody were to go to court to sue your ass. You want to separate those two elements. Okay, so please be a company, and it's better to be an LLC. But hey, listen, depends on what you want to do. So you can be an LLC or S corporation, and the cool thing is you can even be a single member LLC, or you can be a single member S corporation. Okay, very important. The fourth thing I want you to do here is to complete legal and tax documents. So when we talk about legal and tax documents, don't forget to choose a name for your moving company. Okay, you want to decide your business's legal structure, and it's important to also understand that when we talk about completing legal and tax documents, get an EIN and pay taxes. So you can get an EIN from the IRS. Okay, so there is a website. So you just go there and you enter your information, and the IRS will actually give you in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. They will issue an employer identification number to you, and this EIN is valid automatically right away. But the IRS will also send you within let's say 10 weeks. Within 4 to 10 weeks, they will send you a proper written notification about your recently issued EIN. And so once you have your EIN, you want to open a business bank account for your moving company, right? Because this is where you're going to get all the cash, all the payments from clients. So you want to actually do things the legit way right off the bat. It's really important. So you want to open your business bank account. You also want to look for funding, because sometimes, a moving company actually may require a lot of funding, and if you want to preserve some of your own cash, look for funding, because you will need things like moving equipment such as ropes, hand trucks, boxes, tapes, moving blankets, and packing materials, fuel and other vehicle expenses, personal safety items like gloves and back braces, insurance coverage. So there's a lot of cash to spend as a startup, as a moving company, like if you want to start from scratch. So it's important to see, okay, to see whether or not you have all the cash to do them, or you have to get loans or lines of credit. Okay, and so get permits and licenses that you need. I mean, federally, so we have a federal license, but also local and state licenses. So those are important elements. So the bottom line is what? The bottom line is for you to actually be compliant. You want to be compliant in terms of paying your tax, like registering for taxes, getting your EIN, getting your business bank account, getting all the business licenses and permits. And one thing I need to say here is that you also need something called a registered agent service. So you need somebody to, I mean, you can do it yourself, don't get me wrong, but it's just a lot better for you to actually focus on running your moving company. But you want to outsource the whole correspondence between the state authorities and your business. You want to outsource that part of things, that side of things, to a registered agent service. The next thing I want you to do here, boss, is to scope out the competition. Oh, this is so important. By the way, welcome back to the show. I just want to remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to start a moving company from scratch, okay? So you want to constantly see whether or not you have competitors in your area. Oh, yeah. Because you're not the only one. I mean, you're not the only one. So it's important to scope out the competition. Let's say you're doing residential moves, and you are in an area like New York City, or let's say Manhattan. I mean, there are tons of moving companies in Manhattan, and so the question is it strategically? I would say it is a good strategy to actually be in Manhattan, or maybe compete in Queens, or compete in Brooklyn, or compete in the Bronx, or compete in Staten Island. So you got to really ask yourself what really works for you, okay? And so this is why you need to invest in market research. You want to have ideas about the moving industry, so you have a clear idea. And the thing is, you can even actually you can commission a third party, like a marketing agency, to do that research for you. Like they will do the whole research, and they'll let you know whether or not it's better to invest in this field or not. Okay, those are really important. And you also want to think about securing the proper insurance. Oh yeah, this is really important. So see, the thing is, when we talk about insurance in terms of a moving company, you got to think about personal liability insurance. You got to think about automotive insurance. You got to think about commercial property insurance. You got to think about workers' compensation, okay? And it's important that you got to have that. Now, remember, while no one wants to have to use liability insurance, going without it could prevent a larger risk both personally and financially. So you want to get a good insurance policy. This is really, really important. So the whole idea is to just cover, it just protects your your nascent moving company. Okay, you don't want a lawsuit or an accident to destroy its prospects. Very, very, very important. And so if you're trying to actually start a moving company, you need to make some business related purchases. I mean, we're talking here about initial investments, okay? And fortunately, if your moving business starts out as a small operation, there aren't too many overhead costs to take on. And some of the business related purchases that you want to make your own, that you want to really think about, include vehicle and gas, basic moving equipment such as hand trucks, gloves and trolleys, personal safety equipment, uniforms. But you have insurance coverage, renting a moving truck, moving and packing materials available for customers, payment processing or accounting software, miscellaneous services like a business phone line or Wi-Fi. One thing I want to say here is that you don't have to, and I just said it, you don't have to buy a moving truck. You can rent one. Just make sure you sign a long-term contract with the leasing company, like 1 year or 2 years, so that you don't have to actually pay every month, no. So it's really important to understand also that, I think as I just said it, you don't have to pay everything from your own pocket. You can actually get a business credit card, or you can charge things through a business line of credit. Okay, that this is important to think in those terms. You never know. You never know. And also, you want to define the target market for your services. I mean, this goes back to what I said about defining a niche. This will help you a lot. But yeah, defining a target market for your services is really important, because you are trying to zero in, the segment of the market that really appeals to your services. Okay, and this is, you got to be in a situation where you have that. And so when we talk about defining a target market for your research, we're thinking about you sitting down, doing it yourself, or outsource the work to a third party. You want to write a marketing plan for your moving company. Now, there are a lot of online platforms where you can have someone write a marketing plan for you for a very affordable price here. Okay, I'm speaking about Fiverr. I'm speaking about Upwork. I'm speaking about freelancer.com. I'm speaking about TopTal. There are a lot of there are lots of platforms out there, freelancer websites, where you can get the job done. So you want to write a marketing plan. You want to research your target market. Okay. You want to determine moving services. Very important. You want to encourage referrals. Okay. And don't forget to actually build an online presence. So that means you want to have a website for your moving company. And again, I'm not asking you to spend like thousands of dollars in setting up a website. You can actually have a very basic, but properly designed and professional website. This will help a lot. The next thing I want you to do here is to advertise your services. This is really important. You want to advertise your services, and because when you're new, nobody knows you, right? So you got to really beef up your marketing in terms of creating buzz around your new moving services. And you can certainly get creative with this process and leverage a variety of tools and tactics. And some of the ways that you want to market your small business, your small moving business, include running paid ads on Google or social media, driving organic traffic with search engine optimization, marketing your small business on social media channels, running local print ads, leveraging word of mouth and personal referrals. So it's important to be creative and proactive. Okay, it doesn't matter which platform or which medium you choose. You got to be proactive and creative. And customers may not know that your services exist, but they may fit perfectly within your ideal customer profile. Which is why I was just telling you earlier, you got to constantly look around and make sure that you get what you want. Okay, and then you have to think about onboarding new clients. So you want to make sure that the experience for new clients is really, really, really positive. Okay, and it's really important to understand that you want to help new clients understand the whole process. You want to onboard them. You want to know about their needs. And you want the whole experience to be seamless. First of all, you have to understand, when people are moving out or moving in, they're already stressed. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about individuals or you're speaking about companies. People are already stressed. So the whole process itself is already stressful. So it's up to you to inject some elements of confidence, some elements of peace, some elements of reliability into the whole equation. Okay, so you got to really design the perfect onboarding process so that you are clear about the kinds of experiences that your customers might actually expect. Okay, this is really important. This is going to make them loyal in the future, and this is going to help your business generate revenue. Let me give you a bonus here. If you have actually been listening to us for the past 20 minutes, I want to give you a bonus here. How do you make a profit in your moving business? How do you actually get to a point where you are constantly making money? Well, listen, you want to reduce cost and overhead. This must be systematic and reflexive on your part. You want to develop strong lead generation tactics, okay? So acquiring new leads is a process by which your moving company will generate a steady stream of new clients. While this is an essential step for staying profitable, it rarely happens on autopilot. So to make a decent profit, you'll want to think critically about your customer funnel and marketing methods. You need to, like, knowing your value and primary selling points will also help you. Okay, it's because when you first begin, you may want to lower your rates to get more clients. Undercutting the value of your services for an extended period of time, however, can be detrimental to profit margins. So when you offer exceptional high quality value to your clients, you can feel confident in your pricing structure and in the value of what you offer. And so let me give you a few pro tips here. If you are listening to me right now, here are some mistakes that you need to avoid when starting a moving company from scratch. Okay, so please don't spread your resources too thin. As an owner, you should always have a good pulse on the resources that are available to you. So this includes time, staffing, materials, and transportation. So never commit to jobs or customers if you're not able to cover their responsibilities with what you have on hand. And providing inadequate training is another mistake. So moving may sound fairly straightforward, but there are plenty of relevant job skills that your employees should know. This includes handling procedures, safety skills, and customer service. So failing to train staff in these areas could lead to poor experiences and costly mistakes. Also, lacking good policies and procedures. So how will your company handle accidents, lost items, and other service interruptions? So avoid potentially awkward and harmful situations by thinking ahead of your policies. And this is part of the preventive strategy you should have, because you never know. The stuff happens, and you want to be covered at all times. You want to be ready. And customers may even request these details before signing a new business contract with you. Okay, so those are really important. You need to really think about. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to start a moving company from scratch. So we actually, I give you an overview, and then I spoke about the steps you need to follow here. So you want to pick your specialty or niche. You want to define specific business goals, plan your business structure, complete legal and tax documents, scope out the competition, secure the proper insurance, make business-related purchases, defining a target market for your services, advertising your services, and onboarding new clients. And then I give you a few, like a bonus tip in terms of making profit in the moving business, and also some professional tips also in terms of mistakes you should avoid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll see you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.